I did that. Oh my gosh. We went on site to AAPS Farm Site 360 San Antonio and had 2 really great interviews lined up. And the first one, they both were great. First one with Lakshmi. His camera was doing great. My camera hit some dumb button and it was in slow motion the entire time.
Well, that's still great though. That's great footage.
It's cool, but
Yeah.
I gotta get it. I can post, editing.
Sure.
I can speed it up, and I'm gonna have to matching the time is like that scares me. I have to do that, so I don't want to do that.
Let's not do that. Okay.
So we're all good.
Okay.
So I'll kind of ask you a little bit now. Hey, how long you been to Solarion? What drew you to this company and this kind of work?
Sure.
And we might talk a little bit about some things you did before in the space.
I can tie that in.
Tie it in.
It's very much
Good.
naturally flowed. Yes.
Cool. All right, so I'll do a quick little intro, and then we'll just have a chat.
Okay.
Good?
Okay.
Awesome. Today I'm sitting down with Angie Harris, who's our manager of sample management with Bioanalytical Services here at Solarion. Angie leads one of the most critical and often unseen parts of our work, making sure our samples are handled correctly from the moment they arrive until final analysis. Very important work. So I wanted to talk with you about responsibility, organization, and really what it takes to get it right every day, because it's very, very important.
Absolutely.
So first of all, Angie, tell me about what drew you to Solarion and kind of how you went from where you were into this work, and how did that all evolve?
Sure. So I have spent many years in healthcare, specifically mental health, and worked outpatient rehab centers, inpatient hospital settings. A lot of it was direct care with patients. So kind of going through the experience of their journey when medications are working right, when therapies and rehabs are working correctly, and just kind of helping them on their journey to wellness. So when I had seen this opportunity, it was interesting because I'm the type of person that likes to understand the entire picture. So I've spent my entire career on one side of the picture, and this was a really nice opportunity to see, like, how does it come to be in front of my patient, in front of the doctors, the psychiatrists, and people like that that are like prescribing these life-changing medications. So it was just kind of a really natural cycle for my career.
That's a great evolution, and I think it's cool how you're looking to see how the full circle works.
Yeah.
You're just kind of going backwards than most people do. You're going from the end to closer to the beginning.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what's important to you in life that directly or indirectly connects to the work that you do?
Just overall, just accountability and integrity are 2 of my most important values, and in sample management, those, and just for Solarion as a whole, those are top notch, 1 and 2. So it connects very well with who I am as a person and who I want to surround myself with too in my work.
Excellent. And for someone who's outside of biotech, how would you explain what sample management actually involves and why it matters so much?
So sample management involves, let's say we are the full life cycle of a study. So we are there in the beginning, we are there in the middle when it's being analyzed, and we are there at the end when the sponsor or whoever wants it back, or the samples. So we get to touch every part of the study or have an impact on it. I kind of forgot the rest of your question. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We don't. So for someone outside biotech, explain the sample management involves, which you just did. Why does it matter so much? Why is it crucial?
Sure. So if we don't get it right from the very beginning, it just kind of snowball effects into either incorrect data or delays in studies. And so it's really important that we are timely and efficient and accurate from the very get-go. And our team is very strong in those areas.
That's excellent. What are some of the biggest obstacles that you commonly run into in smooth sample management?
I would say one of the biggest ones, which is somewhat out of our control, is just shipments and, deliveries and mail stuff. So it's very important that samples maintain a certain temperature, and if something gets lost on an airplane or sits in customs, the dry ice then dissipates, and it can essentially ruin the entire sample. So that's the biggest hurdle that we have to overcome.
Excellent. And when studies are busy, and they always are, and timelines are tight, what does good coordination and communication look like from your perspective?
So it's really helpful if we have good collaboration with the other teams within our company, so we can prepare as much as we can ahead of time. We can't always, but knowing when we're going to have an influx of shipments and there's a lot of samples coming in, knowing that ahead of time, we can plan around that. And then just the complexity of what the sponsor is looking for as far as like how we're going to handle them, how we're going to label them, how we're going to store them, and things of that nature. So
it makes a lot of sense. No, it really does. And in business development, this is the area that I'm in, these questions do come up sometimes in the very first conversation. If they're moving quickly, they're like, okay, we need to bring samples in from overseas. What is that going to look like, and how soon can we start this process? So from the very beginning, I think everyone recognizes how critical it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, excellent. As a manager, what kind of culture do you like to really create within your team?
I really value collaboration. As a leader, I'm only as good as like our entire team's thoughts and input. So I want to empower folks to speak up and to offer up. Everybody has really great ideas, and when we all come together and aren't afraid to kind of put those out there, we can come up with the best solution for things. So that's really important to me, for our team to feel like every voice is important.
So it sounds like open communication is really important in your group to be successful.
Yes.
Excellent. And what gives you the most pride in the work that your team does today?
There's so many things. It's hard to choose just one, but my team is really excellent. Their time management is impeccable. Their accuracy is just like mind-blowing. They're at like 98, 99% accuracy for all of the things that we do. So when we go through QC and QA reviews and we get the when we get the responses back, it just reinforces what we already know, but that they're just rock stars.
Awesome. That must bring you a lot of work fulfillment.
Yes.
You probably get a lot of joy. You put a lot on, because the whole study's really hinging. I mean, we can develop the best assays in the world, but if the samples aren't managed well, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
And so it's very crucial. And so when they do it very well, very consistently, that's a good feeling.
Yeah, it feels good to be part of a team that's always on the top.
Excellent. Wonderful. Angie, thanks so much for being here today, sharing your perspective and highlighting really a part of the work that is so absolutely essential, but sometimes less visible. And now I appreciate that and the care and the leadership you bring to the team and to everyone involved.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks. It was awesome.
Okay.
It was great. Fantastic.
Phew.
Yeah. See, wasn't so bad? No,
Not
it's
bad
really,
at all.
really good. No, that's what this is exactly what I was hoping.